Hey, what's up, metal and heavy music fans? It's Flight of Icarus again with MetalTrenches.com, and it's that time again for me to check out your latest requests for metal underground albums on Bandcamp. And hey, if you like to be kept up to date with the best and brightest metal bands and albums from the underground and above, then stick with me by hitting that subscribe button down below. Alright, another busy day of recommendations here. Let's start things out with Warkvlt and Deathymn. This is a band out of Indonesia. Always cool to get requests from there. Ominous intro here. A little thrashy here. Black metal band, though. Kind of black and thrashy. Very kind of like first wave black metal, like Venom and Bathory, early Bathory, all that. Heck yeah, I can dig it. Like the melodies. Production's really good. It's raw, but also capturing all the instruments really well. Solid album art. Very just insidious sounding. Got that evil, dark, oh yeah, those vocals too, they're very like gurgly. Lots of like immortal kind of vibes in the vocals. Maybe a little bit of Inquisition there too. Not as croaky though. Yeah, this is good. This is some really solid black metal for sure. So I like the drums on this one, how it's coming together. You got the like slower guitar but with a really fast double bass. Good stuff. Yeah, I dig this. This is their third album, so they have a few you can check out. More tracks here. We got Panzer 6. Where's Panzer 1 through 5? Sorry, that's kind of a dad joke, I guess. I'm known for those. Sick, yeah. Cool band photo, too. Ooh, I like this part. Good atmosphere, all around solid package, yeah. We're digging this. So Warkvlt with Deathymn. Give them a listen. Alright, we'll follow that up with WinterMoonShade with WinterMoonShade. Self-titled album off of Black Spark Records. Getting some doomy vibes here already. More solid atmosphere. Forged on a cold winter night inspired by contrasting light and shadows landscape. Got black metal, death metal, extreme metal, a bunch of different tags here. Kind of like just really mournful, a little bit symphonic too. Death and black metal. You can get some like early Dimmu Borgir vibes, that sort of thing. Pretty rad, pretty rad. Very old school approach to the production too. It's that kind of like early 90s sound. Got some decent dynamics. It's interesting with the drums. They sound like really far away. I kind of like it. A lot of doomy guitars on this too. A lot of influence from even like Black Sabbath I'm hearing in there. But then this is pure black metal here. Yeah, nice mixture of approaches. I like the little, there's like little subtle synth elements I think that I'm like just barely hearing. Yeah, you can kind of hear a little bit of like piano in there. Again, a very infectious guitar work. I dig. Very old school looking album cover too. Again, lots of great atmosphere, very dark, fitting to the cover. It's like cold, dark forest music. You should definitely check out. Good stuff. And it looks like it's just a trio. So that, again, is WinterMoonShade with their self-titled album. Check them out. Alright, then we've got Dark Night of the Soul from Deconsecrate. Death metal hardcore. Reality Records, kick out the jams, they say. This is Parasite featuring Look Mula Deformity. I don't know who that is. Maybe somebody out there does. came out December 1st. Yeah, definitely leaning into the death metal stuff, but yeah, I can hear kind of the cross-section with the hardcore. Love this band photo. That's a good one. Captures the spirit. Even got a little black metal in the guitars too. That wow. Whenever I hear that wow, that like ringing out of kind of all the strings, it just makes me think black metal. This little chuggy part here. Definitely lots of like death metal vocals here too, though. I like that we got highs and lows and kind of a couple different things going on here with that. I like this cover too. It's very eerie. Gives me, again, kind of like early 90s vibes. I feel like there were a lot of album covers with like weird kind of distorted faces and stuff at that time. But I like this little thrashy, chuggy part here. Yeah, I can tell they got a bunch of different influences going on here. I call it Nausea. Good riffs, a little bit on the generic side. Say put a little bit more thought, and again, this is just me sampling it, so it's not entirely fair for me to give them like a full review. But I'm picking up on a need for a little bit more kind of revitalization of the riffs and overall songwriting here. But I dig the heaviness. So I think there's a foundation here for something really solid, and I could definitely get down, bang my head with this. Especially, I'm thinking live, this would be totally killer. So yeah, that is Deconsecrate with Dark Night of the Soul. Alright, then we've got Vilify with Battle Plan. This has been kind of in my queue for a little while now, but it's finally out, so I can talk about more of it. Love this picture here. Even though it's kind of low res, y'all gotta replace that with a higher res picture. Cool album art too. I don't know how to describe this. This is another one where, yeah, it's kind of like hardcore, metallic hardcore, metalcore. Death. More like thrash-inspired guitars too. Both the squealy tone and this riff here. Very kind of thrashy. A little bit of groove metal in there too. Which with the vocals even, it like gives me some like slight like Pantera or early Lamb of God vibes. Clean vocals could use a little bit of work. Yeah, a little bit of work there. We already listened to Horseman. What about Lude? Oh, that's just a little interlude. But yeah, just a short EP here. Again, I'm hearing foundations of something worthwhile on here. I think the songwriting and just overall kind of approach needs a little bit of a leg up to really help it stand out more. But yeah, I'm always happy. It's kind of fun to hear these like early albums. And these bands that are still kind of in their early phases, because they'll be the ones that like 2-3 years down the line I'll get like a press release email from a label, and it's like, oh, I remember them, and now they've got like a big album and better production and everything. But yeah, check out Vilify with their Battle Plan EP. Alright, then we've got Noyade with Into Dust. How there, brah? Out of Denmark. Denmark has a booming like hardcore and deathcore scene right now, I gotta say. Cabal, I believe, are out of Denmark, one of my favorite modern day deathcore bands right now. This seems like it's more of, yeah, metallic hardcore, straight to the point metallic hardcore, they said, out of Copenhagen. But yeah, it's funny, you like think of that area of Europe as being like black metal, and then some like, you know, Gothenburg, Swedish death metal and melodic death metal, but they've got a booming hardcore and deathcore scene that you need to check out. Like the dynamics here, we got this slower track here, almost like Slayer-ish sounding in some of these riffs. Also, if y'all remember God Forbid, getting some like vague God Forbid vibes from this. Not sure why exactly, but yeah, that's cool. Haven't really spent a lot of time thinking about them. I was listening to a podcast though where they were waxing nostalgic about some of their albums. Ooh, nice little break there with the little cymbal. Ding. Yeah, this is pretty rad. I can get down with this. Again, same thing I feel like as most of the bands on the docket today. Just need to step up, like, how do you stand out? How do you put in those little riffs and stuff that really make it stick in your brain? How do you put in little twists to make you, like, why should we listen to you, basically, is the question you always need to be answering as a smaller band. If you want to get big, that's part of your goal. You gotta stand out, but again, thinking about playing this live, I could definitely, you know, be doing the helicopter arms and all sorts of stuff. getting into the pit with this one. So yeah, that is Noyade with Into Dust. Alright, then we've just got a single from Maundering, Second Moon, it's called. Say, Troms og Finnmark, out of Norway, looks like. Slow, fast, loud, quiet, simple, proggy, screaming, singing, straight experiment. Just a lot of words thrown at me here in the description. Kind of psychedelic sounding. It's kind of cool. Doomy, yeah, definitely some doom going on here. Yeah, just old school doom flavor here. Again, Sabbath and that sort of thing. Got some harsher vocals here too. I'm intrigued. I could check more of this out for sure. They have hardcore tagged in here, which is interesting. I don't really hear that so much, but everything else, yes. Good stuff. Okay, so that's Maundering with Second Moon. Give them a listen if you want some doom. Alright, then we've got Jonathan Fraser with Heaven is at a Distance. This is a more recent request. We've got just some solo work here. I listened to a little bit of this, and again, if you're into solo work from like Mendel or dang, I'm like blanking on names right now. Dude from Born of Osiris, Sarah, what's her face? I'm sorry, I'm so bad right now. I love all these people enough that I should respect their names, but I'm just forgetting. So California, yeah, just big, broad, progressive instrumental pieces, quite lengthy too. And there's a lot on this album. I mean, you get 9 tracks, and a couple of them, you got these 13+ minute ones, you got an almost 20-minute track. Lots of content here to check out, and relatively on the cheap. Yeah, pretty stunning, dynamic stuff. A hard one to review in this format, because again, there's just like so much to dig into. But also, like, I was actually, strings. I like that. You got me. My heart will melt with this kind of stuff. I was just working on my review for the new Harakiri for the Sky, and there's elements of that in this sound, I feel like. Although, of course, again, it's instrumental. It's more progressively focused than just atmospheric. But if you're into that sort of thing, you're going to want to check this out for sure. Let's check out one of the... Ooh, drums are good too. It sounds like we got actually real organic drums on this one. Oh, we got some acoustic. So I guess it's not all instrumental. Instrumental, female vocals with acoustic. Wow, this is really pretty. Yeah, I feel guilty kind of covering it in this format because it seems like there's just so much here. And it looks like there's some sort of through line about the death of his mother. So I'm guessing those emotions are really going to come to a head with this one. So I almost don't want to spoil too much. But again, that is Jonathan Fraser with Heaven is at a Distance. If you love passionate, emotional, progressive, largely instrumental music, then this is definitely something you're going to want to listen to. All right, then we've got Rise to the Sky with A Cold Embrace from Life. One Man Atmospheric Death Doom from Santiago, Chile. We're really running across the spectrum again today. That's what's kind of fun about these episodes. Just a 4-song EP, but good length here again too, like 8+ minute tracks. Some symphonic elements. Digging that. Drums sound big, production's great. Another great album cover too. Big funeral doom vibes. Some good music, some good metal coming out of Chile in particularly. Man, this sounds massive. This is just like a monolith of sorrow. Occasionally there are moments when life crushes you and leaves you longing to change things, dreams of improving the past, but the past is gone, so you let in that harsh coldness, that cold embrace of life. Fitting to what I'm hearing from the music here. We got some acoustic here. The shorter part. Oh man, that production is incredible. Like, really solid. I don't know if you've got label support here. Looks like you do have like a professional producer working on this, and it shows. Like, it's worth it. I know it costs more, but for something like this, it's all about, like, you want to sound big and just crushing and sorrowful, and whew, you definitely get that here. And I'm only listening to snippets. I imagine listening to one of these songs in full is just like swallowing somebody's depression just into your soul. Drums sound excellent. Love the guitars and the way the strings are vibing with everything in the atmosphere. Excellent, excellent. Even as somebody who's not a big Doom fan, way into this kind of death doom style with this one. So yeah, Rise to the Sky, a cold embrace from life. All right, next, Xeno Ooze with Slimewave out of Phoenix, Arizona. And we have so many, but we're at the last few here, and I'm just happy to cover as much as I can, really. People seem to be enjoying these, I dig that. More straight up deathy, we got a sci-fi grindcore from the Sonoran Desert. That's interesting. Through Blood Sky Records. Ooh, I like the layered vocals there with the lows and the highs together. That's always fun. I believe I've covered these guys previously on the site or in some format. That other album looks familiar. I think we might have talked about that in the email, but I get so many emails a day, it's hard for me to keep everything straight. Ooh, like that little effect on the guitar there. A little spooky, kind of janky, glitchy kind of guitar effect. I forget what the name of that effect is. Yeah, just raunchy, ugly, fitting to the album art, just kind of slimy, fitting to the album name and the band name, I suppose. They know their sound and they have labeled it accurately. Root and Phlegm, what a great... Got some great album titles here. Narcissist, spelled with a G. Just super aggressive. Good times. I feel like the production could, kind of going back to what I was saying about that last album, this is an album that I feel like would have benefited from a similar type of production. It feels like it should be like surrounding you and suffocating you, and it just feels a little bit thin in comparison to the music itself. But as far as the songwriting and the performances, I dig it. Just, you know, get a little bit more out of your time on the mixing and mastering, and I think it'll go a long way. But again, that is Xeno Ooze with Slimewave. Alright, Steingrab, Malum Genesis. It's too dark for my dumb sunglasses self. Germany, German band. One-man band founded in Darmstadt. A lot of one-man projects today. This is an interesting sound. Or like a symphonic black metal kind of vibe here. Atmospheric black metal, dark metal. I love the piano. Piano's great. Gives it this very classy vibe, kind of that like Flesh God vibe. Of course, not nearly as like technical or anything, but cool. Kind of reminds me too of there's a couple like avant-garde black metal groups that I like that incorporate a lot of piano, and I'm hearing that here as well. And I'm getting just sucked into that song. Synthflute. German, one of the few languages I can actually read properly and pronounce properly in most cases. Another good black metal cover, simple, effective. This is a doomier track here. Sorry, I'm sweating again. These segments always make me sweat under the lights after a while. Das große Spektakel. The big spectacular? Something like that? I don't know what spectacle is. I'm just assuming, really. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff here going on. But yeah, I'm definitely digging the more kind of symphonic moments. That's your moneymaker. And more piano. The piano is excellent. We got some acoustic. Yeah, lots of atmosphere. Big, intense, ominous, menacing even. Good deal. Good stuff. I dig. What's this one called? Stadt des Schweifels. Another doomier track. So yeah, some good dynamics here. Cool stuff for black metal. Check out Steingrab with Malum Genesis. And then last but not least, we've got Sleep Torture with Hellscape Mandate. This is out of North Carolina. Yeah, metal punk hardcore. One of my favorite. Ooh, that bass. Oh my god. I talk about bass rumble a lot, but that one was pretty intense. Another raw, just 4-song EP. I like these vocals. They're very kind of like just belting it out. There's no pomp and circumstance to it. Kind of a little bit of even like post-hardcore flair to it. We got some death growls. Yeah. Rugged and raw. That's how these guys do it. Even a little bit of like, you know, like chaotic hardcore. Not necessarily mathcore, but kind of influenced by that realm. Things like early Converge and Botch and stuff like that. Not as technical, not actually maybe mathy, but that chaotic vibe, they're digging on that for sure, with the guitars especially. Yeah, if you want some raw, kind of like early 90s sounding hardcore, chaotic hardcore. It reminds me of like Norma Jean back when they were Ludicrous briefly. Nice little D beat there. Heck yeah. Super aggro. Heck yeah, good times. I really love that album art too. Lots of great album art today. Definite highlights in that area. So yeah, good stuff. If you want something noisy and chaotic and aggressive, check out Sleep Torture with Hellscape Mandate. Alright, y'all, I think that's plenty for today. We covered a lot. Let me know, as always, down in the description which one was your favorite, which one you ended up checking out, and particularly if you ended up buying any of these. Like, I love finding out about that. And then, of course, stick around. I've got a whole series of these in a playlist that you can check out if you want more crazy underground recommendations, but I've also got full album reviews, album tier list for bands, interviews with bands on the podcast, you name it, we've got it. So again, if you're new here, please do subscribe if you have not already. You can also support us on Patreon. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.